From working as a freelancer at All India Radio to making it big in the Indian theatre space, and from playing unconventional roles in Bollywood movies to starring in a James Bond film, Kabir Bedi has come a long way. The actor is widely known across the globe for his filmography, surpassing his counterparts from the Hindi film industry. He rose to fame during his early years of acting, taking the whole of Europe by storm with his debut Italian TV series Sandokan, emerging as a superstar there. And in this video, I'm going to present you with a book review of his autobiography, Stories I Must Tell. So without any further ado, let's get started. Looking at the cover, it might be quite evident what the book has to offer. The author unfolds some of the most exciting and gloomy events that took place in his life, both personal and professional, that we are hardly familiar with. The book comprises 7 chapters or stories, each describing more or less a specific phase of his life. It includes his young adult life, relationships, controversies, acting in TV, films, theatre, working in Bollywood as well as Hollywood. He shares a brief history of his parents, failed marriages, various achievements, and also the poor decisions which resulted in hardships, the lessons he learned from those mistakes, and rebuilding his career despite the odds for a second time. To keep things short, the book presents us with the larger than life journey of the veteran, in all honesty, in his own words. What I found interesting about the book is it doesn't come across as monotonous, which generally is the case with most autobiographies. On contrary, it's the aspect where this book shines through. Kabir Bedi as an individual had countless overwhelming experiences throughout his journey, his acting career spanning across 3 continents, among the most prominent industries out there, with decades of hustle and worldwide acclaim for his craft. The veteran saw himself accomplishing leaps and bounds ahead of his time, unlike any of his contemporaries, while also witnessing catastrophic misfortunes and losses in his personal life, at times even falling flat financially due to his own poor decisions, which eventually forced him to file up for bankruptcy. All these elements from his life add up to the intriguing narration, holding the reader's attention till the very last page. The writing, for no doubt, is one of the finest features of the book. With balanced length, there is rarely any occasion where the reader might feel bored. Kabir's lucid writing style combined with the engaging tone of the book will leave you turning pages in intrigue. Throughout reading the book, you'll remain engrossed as the author has left no stones unturned in describing each moment with captivating subtlety, letting the emotions flow naturally onto the pages. Narrating various compelling incidents that took place in his life behind the silver screen, Kabir transports you to the vintage era of 60s and 70s, allowing you to sink in the challenges one had to overcome while growing up in an orthodox society back then. He hadn't shied away from sharing some of the most intimate experiences from his relationships. He had written quite candidly about his turbulent open marriage with his first wife, also his relationship with the late Parveen Babi, one of the most popular and glamorous actresses of Bollywood from the 80s, and how he later went on to marry for the 4th time in a row. If you're a cinephile who loves watching Bollywood movies, then you might surely have a ball reading this book, as you will learn a lot about the other shades of the industry through this read. Talking about my favorite part, I love the inclusion of a beautiful short story in the 5th chapter of the book. It describes the unfortunate state of the Indian society suffering from the post-colonial hangover, which holds back younger generations with chains of restrictions and authority from pursuing what they desire, instilling innocent hearts with fear and cynicism right from a tender age. Also, I've learned more about Kabir Bedi through this book. Earlier, I was only familiar with his roles from the James Bond film Autobiography and the Hindi blockbuster Khoon Bari Maang, which I grew up watching. I couldn't help but marvel looking at the veteran's body of work, which carries one of the most versatile filmography profiles coming from an actor of his generation. So it was fun knowing more about the actor beyond his on-screen persona. And stating the obvious, I wouldn't be rating this book as it's an autobiography based on the experiences of an actor's life. But I'd like to add that it's an interesting book filled with stories that you'll enjoy reading. So you might as well give it a try. So that's a wrap up for today. I'll meet you soon with my next video. Until then, keep reading, keep exploring.